Okay, the PAMCO-IMAGING one-click software is designed to do a few things. One of them is to facilitate workflow in regards to product photography, where you may have, I don't know, 10 or 20 products to photograph, or 100 or 200 or 300 or 400 or 1,000, and you want a white background, you want them all cropped the same, you want them all the same dimensions, and you just want to crank through those pictures as quickly as possible with the least interaction with the application, just bang them off one after another. And that's basically what this software is designed to do. This training video is not going to cover lighting equipment, light modifiers, camera support equipment, anything like that. So we're presuming at this point anyone buying the software has a general idea how to do product photography, but they want to automate the workflow of that without using numerous applications, and that's what we're about. You put the product into the whatever is your preferred shooting environment, be it a light tent or a shooting table or whatever is your preference or from your experience. Do a few test shots without our software so you get everything dialed in. Then make sure your white balance is set and your focus is set, and then you can sort of pass it on to the automation software. You start off by doing a new project, give it a name at the top here, project name. I'm going to be photographing some collectible items. I'm just going to call them gift. You can save them using this little button here. You can save the images. Both the originals will be saved and the modified will be saved to a hard drive location of your choice, or a network drive, or an external hard drive, or a USB stick, and you choose that destination by clicking on that button, and it'll open this form to allow you to select a location. For myself, on this test, on this demo, I'm going to just simply save it to a folder on the local hard drive. They want to check the mode of operation when we're doing single shot mode. Essentially that means one shot after another. The default options are probably best to use, with the only possible exception being auto sharpen. If you choose to use auto sharpen, we recommend that you turn off the sharpening on your camera, or turn this off and use the sharpening on the camera. If you use both the sharpening in the camera and our sharpening, it tends to over sharpen. So you might want to do some tests there and see what the results look like. Say OK to that. This is just a warning that I had some previous images in that particular folder from previous screenshot test. So it's giving you the opportunity to not do this, but I want to go ahead and just overwrite those images. On the Windows Explorer over here, you can see it's created these subfolders. You can also see the path down here in the bottom, the C drive. Client folder is the name I gave the folder, and gift is the current project we're working on. And that would be this. This is the gift subfolder, and then within that we have more subfolders. You can, for single shot mode, you can ignore temp, scripts, and animated GIF. That's all kind of a carryover from another purpose that the application can do, which is making 360s using a PAMCO-IMAGING turntable. So we just kept them all in there. Everything you need will be showing up in the modified folder. Go ahead and take a test shot. Now I already set exposure, sort of roughed it in with the camera. Now at the application I can fine tune it using this histogram. On the top right is a histogram. The spike represents mostly the background here. By moving this control just to the left of the spike, it can turn the background 100% white, and you may want to fine-tune your lighting, get rid of any shadows or whatever. Control on the left-hand side will darken your subject a little bit. So you tweak those in to get it just right. Now you want to set your crop and resize. Or you can ignore resize and just accept the size that the image will be once it's cropped. So you have a few options for cropping. The first one is just with the mouse. You can just left click and draw a crop any shape you want. If you and then we have crop box grid. I just usually keep it set on all. We have vertical, horizontal, crosshairs, rules of thirds. I just leave it on all most of the time. If you right click on the mouse, you can clear aspect, clear final, clear crop. I usually just clear all if I want to start things over again. So you can set a fixed aspect ratio, and when you draw it, it'll be that aspect ratio. Or if you have a particular aspect ratio in mind, you can dial it in here. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go 9:16. And then when you draw it, it'll be forced to that aspect ratio. So that aspect ratio is 9:16. You can accept the pixel dimensions as they show up when it's cropped, or you can dictate them up here. Width and height. Let's say the customer expects the height to be 500. You can just type that in. Application will fill in the opposite. In this case, it's 281. Or if you want to go the other way around, let's say you wanted 500 wide, because the aspect ratio has been set to 9:16, then it will generate the appropriate pixel dimension. So when you process this, it will be the aspect ratio you asked for and the pixel dimensions you asked for. Or you can maintain the aspect ratio, just go ahead and process it and disregard pixel dimensions. Another option is, let's say you've got, you're not sure about aspect ratio, or you're not even sure what aspect ratio is, which is fine. However, you have a requirement to make the image a particular size. And let's say it was 1300 by 1500. Who knows? Perhaps the web designer said, give me all the images 1300 by 1500. No problem. You type those two numbers in here, and that will set the aspect ratio. So this, when it's processed, will be 1300 by 1500, and it will be whatever aspect ratio this happens to be. I suppose you could say it's 1.3 by 1.5. I'm not sure that's the correct way of expressing it. So I'm going to go ahead and process this shot. It'll show up here in the modified folder. I'm just going to take a quick look at it. And you can see the dimensions are 1300 by 1500. Now I'm going to place a different product into the shooting tent. Because I know the product is smaller than the fish, I'm going to take a test shot and redraw the crop. I still want 1300 by 1500. Go into properties, and it's 1300 by 1500. So now we got two. If you had a bunch of items that were all the same size, and you place them exactly in the right spot, you could save yourself a step by just doing shoot and process. So what I'm going to do is just take that snowman and turn him around 180 degrees. I'm confident that the object is placed in the same location, so I don't need to see it in advance. Let's go ahead and shoot and process. It does show up on the form here and immediately is put into your hard drive. Go to the properties again, just double check. 1300 by 1500 and so on. So if all your products are roughly the same size, you can do anywhere from 200 to 500 an hour. Just keep putting them in the same location. Monitor the results on the Explorer. Or you can take one shot and then if you like what you see here or you want to make an adjustment, so you want to make the crop smaller, then process it. So it's up to you. You can shoot and process one after another, or take a shot, make a modification, and then process. The other feature you have here is if you want to do, let's say, a close-up. I'm going to turn the snowman around. To save on editing, again, you want to do everything in one flow. Down here at the bottom left here, I can enter in a name. And you can redraw. So we're going to take a shot. And I'm going to redraw just a small crop only of his face. Process that. And there you go. So now we have, and you can move the crop around to different areas. Let's say I want to do just the basket. Process that. So from one original image, you can output various modifieds as to your liking, whatever you wanted to do. So that's essentially it for the workflow. And thank you very much.